Hello everybody. Today we're on day 3. We're going to be talking about exponents and polynomials, specifically properties of exponents, okay? On this page it says day 3. We got the properties of exponents. I'm going to be referencing these quite a bit, okay? We got the product rule. That means when you're multiplying like bases, you add the exponent. We have power to a power. That's when you have a power on the outside of parentheses. You multiply your exponents. We have the quotient rule. When you're dividing like bases, you subtract your exponents. You got your negative exponent rule. It's when we have a negative exponent, we flip it on the fraction, and it becomes positive. The zero power is anything raised to the zero power is going to always equal 1. And then rational exponents, if you have basically rational means fraction. If you have an exponent that's a fraction, the denominator goes on the inside of the root sign, and the numerator goes on the inside of the root sign, and the denominator goes on the outside, okay? Inside over outside. And then we're also going to go back over reviewing multiplying polynomials. We have the FOIL method down here. That's the first, outside, inside, last. And then we have the box method. I'll probably be using the box method, okay? All right, let's do some problems. So turn the page. We're going to go over here. So I'm going to look at number 16. Okay. All right, it says, which expression is equivalent? Okay, so whenever you see that word, equivalent, that means one of these is equal to this. Okay, so there's a couple ways to do it. The faster way to do this is to do it algebraically, okay, because I'm combining like terms. When you're combining like terms, they need to have the same variable and the same exponent. So if I look at my answer choices, they all start off with r squared, okay? So I'm going to combine my r squared. So I got negative r squared plus 5r squared. Oh, that's not an r squared, is it? That's plus 5r. I need minus 6r squared. So these two need to combine. So I already have Desmos open, and if you don't, you should probably have it open. So if I type in negative 1 minus 6, I get negative 7. Okay, so I get negative 7r. So these turn into negative 7r squared. All right, now the 5r, and I'm actually going to cross these out here on the paper. Now the 5r, that can be combined with any other r's. I got 7r right here, so I'm going to just bring that down, plus 7r. So 5 plus 7. So I do 5 plus 7, I get positive 12r. Okay? And then on my original question, I cross those out. Then I have positive 10 minus 18. Okay? So I will just type those in. 10 minus 18. That's minus 8. Negative 8. Okay? And so if I look at my answer choices, that should... Oh, I forgot the R with the 12. There we go. That should match, I think it matches H, okay? So that's the fastest way to do it, the algebraic way to do it, okay? Here's the way you can do it in Desmos. What I could do, since I only have a single letter, even though there's different exponents, I can graph it, just like it's typed in. So even though you have to kind of deal with my chicken scratch. So I'll put plus 7, but instead of using r, I'm going to use x, and x squared, and then plus, and then negative 6x squared minus 18 plus 5x, close parenthesis. Okay, it gives me this parabola. Now I'm going to type in my answer choice, the one that I came up with. Let's see if I'm right. So I'm going to say negative 7x squared plus 12x minus 8. And let's see if I get the same parabola. And there's just double check. Should be the same thing. Let's see. If I turn it on, let me make this thing red so I can actually see it. Okay. And let's see if I did it right. Let me turn this one off. Well, where's my graph? Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed. Mr. Fee put minus 88. You gotta make sure you type it in correctly, guys. That's why I couldn't see it. All right, so let me reset my window. So there's it. There we go. And just to double check, yep, they are the same. You guys can see those overlapping. Okay, so you got to make sure you type it in correctly. All right, let's go to the next one. So if I look at number 4 here, it says Carlos is digging a pond in his backyard is shown. The area of the rectangular backyard is 6x squared plus 14x minus 12 square yards. The circular pond will cover an area of 3x squared minus 4x plus 5 square yards. Which expression represents the area of the gray region, the area of the land remaining in the backyard? All right, here's what we got to do. We got to take this expression here, and we're subtracting this guy from it, okay? So I'm going to write this out. I always like to write it out before I start typing stuff in, okay? Even if you're taking a test on a computer, it's always good to write stuff down, okay? That's why we give you guys scratch paper, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract this entire statement from it, okay? So 6 minus 3 is 3x squared. 14x minus negative 4x, okay? So if I type in 14 minus negative 4, it gives me positive 18, okay? So move this over a little bit. So I get positive 18x, okay? Then I'm going to say negative 12 minus 5, okay? Negative 12 minus 5, negative 17. This should be my answer, okay? So just to double check, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type this whole thing in, and then I'm going to type that in separately and see if they match, if I get matching graphs, okay? So I'll say 6x squared plus 14x minus 12 minus, and then parentheses, 3x squared minus 4x plus 5, close parenthesis. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to type in this guy, okay? 3x squared plus 18x minus 17. Oh, hey, look. They are the same parabola, okay? I got it right. That means they're equivalent, okay? So that's another way you can do it. If you struggle with the arithmetic and setting this up, if you know that you can type it in first and then you can see which one matches, then you're good to go. You can have Desmos do the work for you, okay? All right, number 10 and 34. In my 8 years of teaching Algebra 1, there's always a question like this on the STAAR test, okay? So it said, on number 10, it says, the expression x to the 14th times x to the 3rd raised to the 4th is equivalent to x to the n. What is the value of n? So, and this says record your answer. This is a short answer question, okay? Not all the questions are going to be multiple choice. This one really isn't so bad. What this is using is 2 different properties of exponents. It's using the power of a power, and then we're going to use the product rule. So the power of the power says, with a power outside, you simply multiply. Distribute through parentheses, the powers collide. So 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to say x to the 4th times x to the 12th, because what I'm doing is I'm multiplying that 3 and the 4. Now, I got x to the 14th times x to the 12th. Now I'm going to use the product rule. What that means is I'm going to add my exponents. And 14 plus 12 should be 26. So x to the 26. So my answer to that, if I was taking this, if I was taking the STAAR test, the number I would type in would be 26. Okay. You're going to do 34 the same way. Guess what? I want you guys to do number 34. Okay. That's definitely one of the ones that Mr. Feet's going to want to look at. Okay. All right. So pause this video. Do number 34. All right. All right. And here we go. Okay. Now we're going to get into, this stuff is kind of gross, but we can do this, okay? So I'm taking this expression and I'm seeing which one is equivalent. Now, because you have multiple variables, there's multiple letters in this expression. In Desmos, we can't check it by graphing, okay? We cannot check this by graphing. I'm sorry. So we got to use our brains, okay? When you have a fraction looks like a division symbol because it's dividing, okay? Where this is your numerator, this is your denominator. So this 45 and 15, these are not exponents. Those are just straight up numbers. 45 divided by 15, let me just show you. 45 divided by 15 is 3, okay? So 45 divided by 15 is 3. Knowing that, I can automatically take out the ones that have 30 in them. See how it says 30? Those are gone. No, can't use those, okay? So I'm left with a 3, 3 over 1, so 3 on top, all right? If you just know to do that, you've literally doubled your chances of getting the answer correct if you're just guessing, okay? You've gone from a 1 and 4 to a 1 and 2. All right, now I'm going to, when I'm dividing like bases, I subtract my exponents. So I do -6 minus -2, okay? In Desmos, I'm just going to use Desmos, okay? So -6 minus -2, okay? Gives me -4, okay? I'm just going to write like that, okay? I'm going to do the same thing. 2 minus 8, okay? I'm going from top to bottom, so 2 minus 8 gives me -6. So I get p to the -6. And then I'm going to do 12 minus -4, okay? 12 minus -4, which is positive 16, so v to the 16th, okay? All over 1 still. We're still over 1. Now, is this done? Unfortunately, no, because we do not like negative exponents. We're going to make these positive exponents by flipping those variables to the bottom of the fraction. So really what this means is my final answer should have a 3 on the top, the v to the 16th power on the top, and on the bottom, I got m to the positive 4th and p to the positive 6. So that should be what? B? Yeah, B. There you go. Okay. All right. Number 3. Actually, I'm going to skip number 3, okay? We're going to skip that one. Let's do number 8, okay? I like this one because you will probably see a question like this on your STAAR test as well. It says the lid of a cooler is shaped like a rectangle with a width of 4x minus 7, all right? So I'll say 4x minus 7, all right? And has an area of 16x squared minus 49, okay? So that means this thing has an area of 16x squared minus 49. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm setting it up like a reverse box method. Okay? So what this means is this expression times something up here will give me this, okay? So we got to think of 4 times what gives me 16. Well, if you don't remember your times tables, that's okay. We'll use the inverse of multiplication, which is division. So what I can do, I can say 16 divided by 4. Oops, not minus, divided by 4, which is 4. Okay? And then we have to think what times x will give me x squared. Now, the calculator won't help you with that. You just have to know x times x gives you x squared, okay? All right? And then now I can do this multiplication. So 4 times -7. 4 times -7 is -28. X. Because there's an x with that. Okay? Now, I got to think, what number times -7 will give me -49? Well, like I said, if you struggle with your times tables, we'll do the inverse of timesing. We'll divide. So we'll say -49 divide by -7. And I get positive 7. Okay? And then 7 times 4x is positive 28x. And if I combine those like terms, that gives me 0. Those cancel out. And I'm left with 16x squared minus 49, the original area expression. So here's my answer, y'all. Boom. 4x plus 7. So it should be h. Okay? If you get that written down, go ahead and turn your page, okay? All right. Just a couple more. Just a couple more left. All right. All right. I want you guys to try to do number 8, okay? Now, I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you get started on this, okay? This really means x to the 9th, y to the 1st, z to the 4th, okay? And you have a 5 on the outside. And that 5 is going to multiply to all three of those exponents, okay? So you need to do 5 times 4, that's going to go with your z, 5 times 1 goes with your y, and 5 times 9 goes with your x, okay? Do that and see which one matches, okay? All right, let's look at number 35. Actually, I want you guys to skip number 35. But I do want you to try number 26, okay? I do want you to try number 36, okay? I'm going to help you get started on that. I'm going to do one little step. I'm going to distribute this little 2 here, okay? So I still got the 36x to the 4th, y to the 5th on the top. I haven't touched that yet. Now, 3 squared is 3 times 3. That's 9. X to the first times the 2 is going to be x squared. Y to the first, and then that's going to be multiplied times 2 is y squared. Okay, now you're going to do this just like we did number 13, okay? You're going to do it just like we did this one, okay? You might not have to deal with any negative exponents, which is even better. You can be positive. Yay! But we need to subtract. We're going to subtract, but the 36 and the 9, we need to divide, okay? So I want you guys to try to do that one as well, okay? If you have any questions, send me an email. I'll talk to you next time, guys.